Whether it's milk or gasoline, the prices of everyday commodities are rising. American families are being squeezed now more than ever. Some voices in mainstream media say the solution is pretty simple. Stop complaining and deal with it.
And the dirty little secret here, Willie, while nobody likes to pay more, on average, we have the money to do so. Household savings hit a record high over the pandemic. We didn't really have anywhere to go out and spend.
According to MSNBC host Stephanie Ruhle, household savings hit a record high during the pandemic. We didn't have anywhere to go out and spend. We decided to put that theory to the test.
People's savings have gone up? No.
Tell me more.
No, I don't think so, because things are more expensive and we have to buy food and do things like different ways. So I don't think you're saving money, especially with transportation and everything.
I definitely feel the inflation, more so on food. You notice the difference like in proteins and just in general.
It's definitely worrying. I don't know too much. I'm not a great financial guy, but the current state of the economy is a little bit worrying to me, yes.
I think a lot of people are out of work and they're spending their savings just to stay alive, honestly.
Yeah, what about all the people who lost their jobs?
Well, a lot of those people are definitely spending their savings, myself included.
What Ruhle's theory ignores is that since the pandemic, many Americans have lost their jobs or seen a significant decrease in their incomes. The Federal Reserve is warning that inflation won't be stopping anytime soon, and that we should be expecting rising prices for at least the next few months. Food banks across the country have never been busier, hit with demand from desperate Americans who are hit by the double whammy of rising prices amid a supply chain crisis.
I would say that in our county specifically, we've seen a dramatic increase in food insecurity. We've had to make a lot of really tough choices. And so one of the things that we're always trying to reiterate is that we're still in the midst of a disaster.
Meanwhile, the specter of rising taxes hangs over many Americans. Biden promises that he will only raise taxes on the ultra-wealthy. However, the Tax Policy Center says that many middle-class households could be affected. Republicans say that Biden's Build Back Better plan for increasing spending will make things worse.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the rest of the administration, they don't care. They want you not to be able to fill up gas in your car. They want your electricity bill to be higher. They want your heating bill to be higher. Of course, it doesn't impact them.
According to a recent poll, 70% of Americans are dismayed by the current economic situation, while 50% blame Biden for soaring inflation. Not surprisingly, Biden's popularity has taken a knock. Now, 51% of voters say they favor the GOP, giving Republicans the highest lead facing the midterm in decades. Biden promised to rescue the country from a crisis that he blamed on Donald Trump. However, over the past few months, things don't really seem to have improved. With the country financially squeezed, this could mean a big turnaround when it comes to the midterms. Caleb Maupin, RT, New York.
We spoke to TV and radio host Steve Maltzberg. He thinks mainstream networks in the United States are excessively loyal to President Biden and have ultimately lost touch with reality.
Stephanie Ruhle on MSNBC, one of their anchors, she was talking about how, guess what? This inflation stuff, it's really not that bad. People could afford it. The dirty little secret is people could afford it. They're saving more, they're working more, wages are up. Well, you know what? This is as out of touch as can be. People cannot afford it. What people? She could afford it. Her circle could afford it. The people she knows could afford it. But of course, even the Biden administration are admitting that it's a problem. Even Kamala Harris was able to understand that it's a problem. For her to be so in another galaxy and out of touch and say the dirty little secret is inflation's okay because we could afford it now. No, I never heard anything so ridiculous in my life.